This is a waterfall project that I've utilized hand manipulation techniques to build the rock formation, overbuilding the rock formation with molded rock panels, which I'm more inclined to use at this point in my life. The process used on this project are the complete opposite of sculpturing, wherein you start with a block of material and chip away until you created the desired formation outcome. In the process I've used here, I started with nothing more than a hole in the ground, and I continually added layers of cement until achieving the desired formation outcome of the completed rock. I had to modify the existing brick patio and the block wall to allow for the placement of this water feature. Keep in mind with this process that you can create any and all styles or types of rock. These rocks were to replicate granite boulders.
Well, it looks like you caught me in another project here. I'm going to go ahead and modify this patio and put a nice little water feature right on this wall. Just trying to cut a nice radius in this patio because we're going to make a planter area here where the waterfall is going to sit. So stick back and watch us. Bye.
Okay, I just finished cutting out the brick to reduce the patio size, which is going to allow me an area to place the water feature. I just need to place concrete header around the edge of the outer patio to secure it. Okay, we're just now busting down the wall to provide a little more space to build the water features, which are going to be two waterfalls with a planter. Once we're done with the busting out, we start to do the concrete structure, which is the pond. And it's got some boulders already dug into the soil, which are being replicated into the actual concrete pour. Once I've done with that, the next day I come back with a mortar coat that's at least 1.5 inches, which I'm doing now. Basically going to add that to the structure and also for watertight integrity. Once we're done with that, we fill it up with water that day. The next day we come back and you see me jackhammering on the actual foundation of the block wall to remove what I need. But once this is done, then we're going to basically start to drain the pond, clean it out, hydro seal it for watertight integrity, and then I can start building the water feature.
Okay, we've let this sit for 24 hours and this is our overflow point. You'll notice it starts to get bigger all the way around as a containment. So if this thing ever fills up, the water's going to overflow here. We haven't lost any water. And we're ready now to empty this out and then start to make this waterfall. All right, we've built our pond. We've taken apart this wall because we didn't want to make just a straight waterfall. So we broke it down and now we've bent this rebar and placed a stake about every 2 foot to hold the horizontal piece and gave it a perimeter that was a little more natural. This will be a waterfall, a planter area, and then another waterfall. So we'll go ahead and cover this rebar with the expanded metal and then go ahead and apply 1.5 inches of mud on each side and boulderize it.
Okay, just finished applying the metal lath to the rebar. Now we're going to apply 1.5 inches of mortar to both sides of the mesh and then let the mortar coats dry overnight. Okay, so we've let this applied mud sit for overnight. It's still the day we mudded it here. I'm just showing you at the end of the day. But we're going to let this dry overnight. And then when we come back, we're going to start to build the two water features, the different ponds of the upper waterfalls. Here's the base build out, and then on the other side you're going to see me building it out. But this whole process is nothing more than just adding. As I said earlier, it's a reverse process of sculpturing. We add a little, and I'm a big fan or proponent of using the rubble that I've broken out of the wall, the bricks that I had, anything that I can build with. As you can see here, I'm propping stuff up and just covering it with mud. It's very structural. And it's just I've built hundreds of waterfalls like this. Again, would I do this today? I don't think so. I'd use my molded rock panels, but I wanted to show kind of what I see a lot of people in the industry doing, just mortar-based, build outs, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. So, in a way of speaking. Okay, as you can see here, I've used styrofoam for some of the build out as well. Again, I'm just layering one layer upon another to create the bulk shapes of the rock, which after we've done the bulk shapes, and we go into a texture phase. But this is about a week job in its entirety from start to finish, and it doesn't take a whole lot of skill or artistry to build rock in this manner. But as I said earlier, I've built hundreds of water features this way. Again, in my water features, I like a succession of ponds. On the left side, I think I had 2 falls, and then on the right side, I have 3. I try and make it different from each side so that they're not balanced. One's a little higher than the other. And across the waterfall, where the block wall used to be, instead of a straight horizontal line, I've got some randomization, and it goes up and down to kind of emulate real rock outcropping. So, again, here we're just, not showing how to do it step by step, just kind of an overview of this project. But again, just building it out. You see the styrofoam in there. I'll throw a little mud on the rock, put some styrofoam in there, throw some more mud on the rock, and build it out. So here we're coming to an end pretty much of the bulk building stage of this. Now, obviously, it's textured and stained and sealed, and water's running and it's planted. But as I said, I really like the opportunity to show you guys what it is we do and how we do it. And if we can help you any further, you obviously give us a call. The toll-free number's there. Get on my website, do an email, whatever it takes. Okay, from this point forward, I've used this footage for a training video on how to teach people how not to engulf the actual pipes in the cement. So what we've got here is a pump that has 3 lines, 2 discharge, 1 to each waterfall, and then the suction. And then there's a removable cover rock. So this pipe comes up the back and into the pond, but yet it's not engulfed in the cement. It's free. You could bend the pipe completely out of the way. When you see this rock come off, you'll see an elbow with a short line down into the bottom of the pond, and it's flexible, so it moves. You can seal the interior of this pond if it ever did develop a leak, recolor it, and then put the cover rock back on and be on your way. Next, we're going to go the other side. It's the same way. It was built with a removable cover rock, so he's installing this, and now we're going to go the other side, and you'll see that's a removable rock. So again, even the suction that goes into the pond at the bottom, through the wall, I put a conduit pipe that I ran my flexible PVC through, so I could restore or renew the entire suction line should there be a problem. Again, no leaks.
And I built it that way so that it wouldn't rock and slip if a child was climbing on it. All right, and these are just your normal pool grates that we've actually built into the rock. Get a good look at that. And again, these are all removable. So you can see we've got the pump suction totally free and not engulfed in the cement, which we like in the aspect of leaks. Bob, you want to turn that pump on for me, love?
Sure will.
Now this is in the lowest port, but with this rock here, it wouldn't allow it to suck it all out. We've sloped the bottom of this pond to where it all comes down to this lowest point. And you'll see now that the rock's removed, it'll get everything out completely. You see in this. Again, there's about 2 inches of water left in the whole pot, and we'll shop back that out. But currently what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to allow this to suck all the water out.
At this time, we're choosing to leave the river rock stored neatly in the landscaping because we are preparing to winterize our water feature, and in the spring we're going to have to wash all surfaces again, more than likely. We are Boy, you blew me when
Do
you
it
sit
again.
down. You screwed me up. I went.
Do it again, hurry.
He's so
You still
close.
alive? 1, 2, 3.
While Jim is reinstalling the removable cover rocks, let's do a recap. What we've done is we have emptied all ponds, we have removed the river rock, we have washed down all surfaces, and then we have shot back the mount. At this time, we are choosing to leave the river rock stored neatly in the landscaping because we are preparing to winterize our water feature. In the spring, we are going to have to wash down all surfaces again, and so it's just easier to leave the river rock stored neatly in the landscape. Jim is also going to make sure that he shuts off the breaker to the pump and the valve to the automatic float. And that's about it.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all giving us the opportunity to serve you, and we look forward to seeing you at our classes here in Arizona and Oregon.